Hi and welcome to Terry Talks Movies. This time around we've got a bit of horror for you and it's incredibly transgressive, so let's get started. Pascal Laugier's 2008 psychological horror film Martyrs. It's kind of difficult to review it. Like Alexandra Ayar's movie High Tension or Oliver Assayas's Demon Lover or Inside, it's a part of a genre movement known as New French Extremity. New French Extremity is a deep, dark rabbit hole I went down to research this video. As the name suggests, it's a subgenre of extreme horror movies, usually with no supernatural elements and with a large psychological horror element about it. It combines body horror and exploitation film sensibility and the imperative to shock the audience. Martyrs is like the poster child for New French Extremity. And Umbrella Entertainment has just released a new Blu-ray of it as part of their Beyond Genres label. And yeah, before you ask, it is region free. Any Blu-ray player on this clay and granite planet will play this movie. Before we go on, I won't be showing many images or video clips from the film. My agreement with YouTube is kind of strict on certain kinds of content and certain keywords, and I'm okay with it. I can work around it. Martyrs is a French production filmed in Quebec, Canada, and it was remade as an American movie in 2015. You don't want to watch that one, mostly because it stinks so much you could grow roses in it. In the original gangster version, a young girl, Lucy, escapes from a disused slaughterhouse where she's been imprisoned and tortured for more than a year. She's placed in an orphanage where she befriends another girl, Anna, who discovers that Lucy thinks she's being haunted by a demon woman. The movie then cuts to 15 years later and we see a family, the Belfonds, having breakfast in a nice house in the country. You've got a mother, a father, and a boy and a girl, teenagers who are bickering. They talk about what they're doing. They're talking about how the boy is doing in school. And then the now adult Lucy, played by Mylène Jampanoy, knocks on the door and takes them all out with a shotgun. She calls the now grown-up Anna, played by Morjana Alaoui, and tells her that she finally found the people who kidnapped and tortured her when she was a child. Anna rushes to the house to help her clean up, and things descend into a roller coaster of horror after that. The murder of the family is just the opening gambit. Now, it's a little difficult to talk beyond this point without doing spoilers, and that's as far as I'm going because the series of plot twists that follow need to be experienced rather than spoken of. When the movie showed at the Cannes Film Festival, a whole bunch of the audience walked out, so you know it's good. Martyrs is a part of a long tradition of French horror media, from the Théâtre du Grand Guignol in Paris, which ran live horror shows from 1897 to 1962, through the movies of Georges Franju, including Eyes Without a Face, which Martyrs implicitly references in its final scenes, by completely reversing the iconic image of Edith Sculp's Christiane in Eyes Without a Face. There's a bit of the feel of the 1970s horror movies of Jean Rollin, and many other French films, including Matthew Kassavetz's The Crimson Rivers. It gave me a little bit of that vibe as well. Now, some people might lump Martyrs in with the so-called torture porn of the Saw and the Hostel franchises. But there's more meat on the bone with Martyrs, and yes, that pun was deliberate. I really admire the commitment to the characters and for the movie giving a strong, if incredibly messed up, motivation to the group behind the events of the film. And that raises it above American extreme horror films, which are simplistic and tend to have pretty cliched characters in them. The political and religious subtexts here are really strong and really grounded. Umbrella Entertainment has put a really great package together for Martyrs. I got the collector's edition, which includes a slipcase, a poster, and a book of interviews with the director, the stars, and the makeup effects director, Benoit Lestang. Even the standard edition of the Blu-ray has great extras. There's a superb commentary track by movie historian Dr. Lindsay Hallam. There's a BFI at home discussion on French horror films with Dr. Hallam, Anna Bogoskaya, and Alexandra West, which is really worth watching. There's a making of featurette. There are interviews with the director Pascal Laugier and Benoit Lestang. There's a series of French New Extremity horror film trailers. There's a stills gallery, an international poster gallery, a theatrical trailer, a teaser trailer, and there's an Easter egg as well. I think it's really important that the commentary tracks and the BFI at Home Roundtable include all female experts. The violence against women in this movie isn't something that I'm really comfortable with men dissecting, if you know what I mean. And again, that's another pun. There's nothing sexual or prurient in Martyrs. And underlying that with the choice of female experts in the field to talk about the movie is the right move. Now, this is a continuation of the strategy smaller distributors like Umbrella and Imprint are taking. They add intelligent, relevant extras to educate us about specific movies and about specific genres and about cinema in general. And that, for me at least, doubles the value of the discs. There's some really important and really interesting stuff here. And I want to see what Beyond Genres brings in the future. I know that they're very soon putting out a very hard to find Australian science fiction cult movie, which you're going to want to see. And there are a few other ones I'm really looking forward to as well. So that's it for this time around. I'm sorry I couldn't put more detail into this one, but the subject matter and the nature of the movie doesn't allow me to do so. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, this is your kind of stuff, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell. You can also support the channel by donating at patreon.com/paleocinema. I'm also including my mailing address if anybody wants to send me any movies to review. Happy to take them as well. So until next time, when I'm looking at a whole bunch of stuff I picked up at thrift stores, watch some good movies, watch some bad movies. Take a chance on some well-regarded horror movies that are maybe a little bit outside your comfort zone. You may well find you like them. And I'll catch you next time.